Imagine this. You're running through a massive, endless maze. The walls stretch high above you, cold and unbreakable. Every turn feels like a dead end. No map, no clues, just an exhausting cycle of searching for a way out that never appears. That's what being trapped in your own thoughts feels like. Anxiety, overthinking, self-doubt. They don't hit you all at once. They creep in, one turn at a time, until suddenly you're lost, stuck in a loop you can't escape. Maybe you replay past mistakes, questioning every decision. Maybe you drown in what-ifs, overanalyzing every possible future. Or maybe, no matter how much you try to move forward, it feels like something invisible is pulling you back. But here's the truth no one tells you. This maze isn't real. It's not made of brick and stone. It's made of patterns, thoughts, beliefs. And the moment you recognize that, you gain something powerful, the ability to break free. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly why your mind creates these walls, what's keeping you trapped, and how to find the exit. By the end of this video, you won't just understand the maze, you'll know how to escape it. So if you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or like your thoughts are holding you hostage, keep watching, because the way out is closer than you think. Let's take a step back. How did you even get trapped in this maze? Who built these walls? The answer? You did. Not on purpose, not because you wanted to, but over time, your mind started creating pathways based on everything you've experienced. Your fears, your failures, your traumas, even the expectations people placed on you. And just like that, the walls started rising. Maybe you were told as a kid, you're not smart enough, and now, every time you try something new, you hear that same voice. Maybe you failed once, and now your mind warns you, don't try again, it's safer to stay where you are. Or maybe the maze is built out of memories, ones you wish you could forget, but they follow you at every turn. And here's the worst part, your mind wants to protect you. That's why these walls feel so solid. They're built from old survival mechanisms. Your brain doesn't want you to escape, it wants you to stay inside, where it's familiar, where it's safe. But safe isn't the same as free. So how do you escape? How do you tear down the walls when your own mind keeps reinforcing them? First, you need to see them for what they are. Not facts, not truth, just old stories, old fears, old limits. And the second you recognize them, something changes. A crack forms in the walls, and through that crack, you can finally see something new, a way out. Stay with me, because in the next part, I'll show you exactly how to step through that door and start breaking free. Now that you see the walls for what they are, old fears, old limits, old stories, it's time to do something most people never dare to do. Stop running. That's right. Stop searching for an exit. Stop frantically turning corners, hoping for some sudden escape. Because the truth is, the way out has never been ahead of you. It's beneath you. Look down. The ground beneath your feet isn't solid. It's built on assumptions you've never questioned. Like, I'll never be good enough. I always mess things up. This is just who I am. I can't change. Lies, every single one. They feel real because you've believed them for so long. But beliefs aren't unbreakable. They're just thoughts you've repeated until they became habits. And just like habits, they can be changed. So here's your first key to escaping this maze. Challenge the ground you stand on. The next time a thought tells you I can't, pause. Don't accept it. Question it. Is this true? Or is this just a fear pretending to be the truth? Because the second you start questioning these thoughts, really questioning them, the floor starts to crack. And the cracks spread. And when enough cracks form, the maze collapses. This is how real transformation begins. Not by searching for a door, but by tearing down the ground you thought you had to stand on. And in the next part, I'll show you how to finally take your first step out. The cracks are forming, the walls are shaking, but now comes the most important part, stepping through. And this is where most people freeze. Why? Because the maze is familiar. You've spent years navigating these mental pathways. Even if they've trapped you, they've also become your comfort zone. So when you finally see a way out, your mind panics. What if I fail? What if I can't handle freedom? What if outside the maze is even worse? That fear? It's the last trick the maze plays on you. So here's what you do. You take one step, just one. Rewrite one belief. Instead of saying, I can't handle this, say, I am learning to handle this. Instead of thinking I'll never change, say, change happens one step at a time. Take one action. If self-doubt has kept you stuck, do something your doubt tells you not to. Speak up. Take that risk. Do the thing you've been avoiding. Shift one reaction. The next time a negative thought appears, don't fight it. Don't run. Just see it for what it is, a thought, not reality, not a command, just a whisper from the past. And then let it go. And here's the magic. One step turns into two turns into momentum, and suddenly you're no longer inside the maze. In the final part, I'll show you how to never get trapped again. Because escaping once isn't enough. You need to stay free. And that's exactly what we'll do next. You did it. The maze is gone. The walls, the dead ends, the endless cycle, it's behind you. But here's what no one tells you. The maze can rebuild itself. Not all at once, not overnight. But if you're not careful, the same old thoughts, the same fears, the same patterns can start creeping back in. So how do you stay free? You keep moving. Stay aware. Freedom isn't about never having negative thoughts. It's about recognizing them before they trap you. When old doubts whisper, catch them. Question them. Then choose differently. Keep challenging your limits. Growth is uncomfortable, but every time you push through discomfort, you make it harder for the maze to return. Try new things. Take risks. Prove to yourself that you are more than your past. Don't do it alone. The maze isolates you. But real freedom? It's found in connection. Surround yourself with people who remind you of who you are outside the maze, who challenge you, who push you forward. And if you ever feel like you're slipping back, remember this moment, the moment you saw through the illusion, the moment you realized you've always had the power to escape. You're not lost. You never were. You were just waking up. And now, it's time to live.